Hello guys and gals, Buffalo here, and I am excited about today's video because I'm going to get to shoot a pistol that I've never shot before. That's always exciting for me. Before we get started with the video, I want to remind you guys to check out the Reloaders Network. If you haven't been over there in a while, they've revamped the entire site. It's got a fresh look and feel to it, and really easy to navigate. Of course, I host my videos over there, and a lot of your other favorite gun channels host their videos over there as well. So I recommend checking them out. Go over there and make you an account. In fact, if you're watching from the Reloaders Network, leave me a comment, and I'll try to get back with you as soon as I can. Back to this pistol. This is a Smith & Wesson M&P9 Shield Performance Center. This is the discontinued model. It's not the 2.0. The 2.0 is the current model. Still a great pistol. The 2.0 did get a little bit of a facelift. It got some more features, but this is still a great pistol. And of course, this is a polymer frame, striker fired, single stack magazine pistol. One of the first things you'll notice with the Performance Center is the ports in the slide. Got those three big ports on either side. That kind of gives it a kind of a mean look, a tough look to that pistol, a cool look, if you will. And those ports in that slide correspond with the ports in the barrel. Got one port on either side of the barrel. And what that does, when you shoot a pistol, the recoil sends the muzzle up and back. People call it muzzle flip. The gases that are forced out, when that bullet's being driven down that barrel by those hot gases, as soon as it passes these ports, those gases go up and out. And that provides a counter force to the muzzle flip. Now you've got a force pushing down on the front. So it helps you get back on target faster for faster follow-up shots. And porting does work. I've shot several pistols that have the porting. The porting does indeed work. Does it have some cons? Of course it does. Everything in life has pros and cons, don't it? One of the cons people talk about is they lose their night vision if they're shooting a flashy ammo in low light conditions. You get that flash out the ports, and you can lose your night vision and make it kind of hard to see. I don't know, you know, I've shot flashy ammo. My self-defense guns don't have the ports, but I've shot flashy ammo in low light conditions, and the flash from the muzzle will do the same thing. So I don't know, maybe it is worse with the ports. I'm not really one to speak on that since I don't have much experience with it. One thing that I will say, the ports, one of the cons to the ports is if you do a lot of drills shooting live fire from retention, that is with the pistol very close to your body, you can get some gas burns. That gas is going to come up and it's going to blow up in your face, come up your side. And a lot of times, along with that gas, you'll get a little piece of lead or jacket that comes off the bullet and comes up with that, so they can kind of stick in your skin. Not a problem in a self-defense situation. You're not going to care if your life's on the line if you get a little bit of a gas burn on your side. But running drills where you're running a dozen drills or 2 dozen drills over and over, that would definitely get highly annoying. Got a super nice set of fiber optic sights on this one. You can see how long they are. That's so they can pick up every bit of available light that they can. They almost look like they're battery powered. They look like they're turned on. Personally, I prefer just to run a fiber optic front and a blacked out sight in the back, but these are very good sights. Got serrations on the rear of the slide, none on the front. Does have a sight hole here. If you can see brass in that hole, that means you've got a hot gun on your hands, a loaded gun, chambered. You've got a round in the chamber, that's what I'm trying to say. Of course, this one's unloaded. I had it apart just before the video. Takedown lever, slide lock, manual thumb safety on this one. I'm not a big fan of the manual thumb safeties, but this one's well made. It's not going to move on its own. Locks into place, very positive. If you're going to have a manual thumb safety, this is the type to go with, in my opinion. And with the safety on, you can still manipulate the slide and unload the gun with the safety on, if that's a concern you have. The trigger's got a passive safety on it. Works just like the blades on say the Glocks or some of the others. This is an articulated trigger. this bottom portion of the trigger has to be pressed to unlock. It's got a little lock right here. You have to unlock it with the bottom portion of the trigger before the trigger will pull. Will not pull unless you do. It's kind of a little passive safety. Just keep the gun from jarring off or whatever. Does come with 2 magazines, a 7-round flush fitting magazine and an 8-round extended grip magazine. I'll show you what it looks like with both. With my big bear paws on there. With the flush magazine, I just kind of wrap my pinky around the bottom. Not a problem for me at all. Still comfortable to shoot. The 8-round magazine gives you a fuller grip. Gives me nearly a full grip, which definitely improves the shootability, the handling. If you want maximum concealment, use the flush fitting. Carry this as a spare. If you want maximum control, use the extended one. Let's do a pull on that trigger. I've got my trigger scale here. Let me show you this trigger. It's got your take up, then you come to a wall here. Now I'm just going to slowly apply pressure and you'll notice there's absolutely zero creep. Trigger breaks. No creep whatsoever. It breaks very clean. Reset. Audible and tactile. I can hear it and feel it. Let's do a pull on the scale here. It's not a light trigger on this one, but it's very clean. I'm going to guess about 5 pounds. Got 5 pounds, 3 ounces. And I hadn't pulled this before, I was just guessing. Pretty close. 5 pound, 3 ounce trigger. But the key there is how clean that trigger is. There's more to a trigger than just pull weight. If you've got a 3 pound trigger that's spongy as all get out, then it's just as terrible as having a 9 pound trigger. You know, it's pull weight is only one factor. You want a trigger that breaks really clean, and this one does. We'll do a takedown here. Some of the shields had a magazine disconnect, meaning that it couldn't fire unless there was a magazine in the mag well. This one doesn't have that, so we're going to take it down the old school way. But if you had one that had the magazine disconnect, that means you can't fire it unless there's a magazine in there, and you need the magazine out to disassemble it. So they put a little lever inside here. I had a little tool, but I don't have it now. But there's a little lever inside here. You can just pull that lever down. Take a little screwdriver or something and just pop that lever down, and the slab will come right off. Since this one doesn't have the magazine disconnect safety, we can do it the old school way. Pull our lever down. You have to pull the lever down either way. Pull your takedown lever down. Slide goes home. Point it safe direction. Pull the trigger, slide comes off. Here's a look at that frame. Here's our slide assembly. Recoil spring assembly. It's a dual spring setup. Appears to be a steel guide rod. Here's our barrel, 3-inch barrel. I think Smith & Wesson actually call it a 3.1-inch barrel. Trying to give that camera a second to, I'm losing light out here. I'm trying to give it a second to focus. There it is. There's a look at that barrel and the porting in it. And here's the slide. Again, this is like new. Couldn't have been fired very much. That spring nice and centered up. And we're ready to rock and roll. I think we need to head down to the shooting range and light this baby up. What are y'all looking at? Okay, so I filmed that opening segment yesterday. By the time I got down here to the range, got my camera on, it was too dark to shoot. So put everything back up. I still haven't shot the pistol. I am back down here now though. It is the next day and I'm about to shoot it for the very first time. What I want to do is figure out where the point of impact is in relation to my point of aim, where the bullet is hitting the target in relation to the sights. So what I'm going to do is get back at 10 yards and shoot at this head on this target. That little head measures 4 inches by 4 inches. So it's a nice little square to focus on and see where my point of impact is. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Hopefully it's on enough for me to hit that. Got the 8-round magazine loaded up. We'll shoot a group of 8 shots. Just do this slow fire and try to shoot the best group I can. So the sights seem to be right on with that ammo that I'm using. Got pretty much all of them right there on that little 4x4 square. I'll take it for the first time shooting this pistol. Alright, so this is the ammo I'm using today. This is Blazer Brass 124 grain FMJ. You guys have seen me use it many times. This is my go-to practice ammo. Now, I don't get any of this stuff for free or get any kind of kickback for saying that or anything, but this is my favorite practice ammo. It runs good in everything that I've shot it in. Anytime that there's been an issue running this stuff, it's been due to a pistol or magazine related problem. I haven't had any ammo problems with this stuff, and it's fairly cheap ammo. So we're going to try the 7-round magazine. It's the flush fitting magazine. Let's see if I can hit anything and see if this magazine runs. Runs just fine. And I've got the 8-round loaded up as well. That didn't last long. Guys, I'm going to cut this video and go load the magazines back up. This video is going to be full of cuts because there's no use leaving this video camera running while I go over here and load my magazines. Alright, I've still got some targets hanging on the shepherd's hooks from where I did that DB9 video last weekend. So I've got this 7-round magazine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot 10, 15, 20, hop out to 40, and come back 20, 15, and 10 yards. Let's see how many of those that I can hit. 10, 15, 20, 40, 20, 15, 10. So this thing is just putting them right in there. All right, back to the 7-round. Going long this time, 40 yards. Ooh, got a miss. Six out of 7. I don't know what I did that first shot. Got a little too much in a hurry, too excited. Full semi-auto. I'm going to give that target at 40 yards another go. Got the 8-round magazine loaded up. That's more like it. Had my thumb on the slide lock that time. That's why it didn't lock back. I've got both magazines loaded up this time. We'll start out with the 8-round. Go a couple of head shots. That barrel porting really does help with such a small 9mm. It really does help with the recoil. Got the 7-round magazine in there. Just for giggles, I'm going to take some pot shots at the gong here from 60 yards. Well, I started off good. Went to crap pretty quick. I had a lot of fun today shooting this little pistol. I took 2 boxes of ammo down with me, and I thought I shot the whole 2 boxes, but I got home and realized I had 9 rounds left in my pocket that I'd forgotten about. So we shot almost 2 boxes of this Blazer brass, and I discovered something. After I found those 9 rounds, I went and got a box. I was going to put them back in the box. And I was reading on the back of the box here. I don't know why I even did that. But it says right here, do not use in firearms with ported barrels or ported recoil compensators. So much for that. I was telling you guys what good ammo this is. I didn't think about it not being used in ported barrels, but we didn't have any problems today. And what that's about, these are advertised as FMJ or full metal jacket, but they're not really full metal jacket. They're a plated bullet. Some people call them total metal jacket, but they're just a plated bullet. I've got some plated bullets like these berries plated. This is for 38. That's what a plated bullet looks like, and that's what these are. I ran a file across one of them just to show you guys, if I can get the camera to focus. See how thin that plating is? It's just a very thin coating on the bullet. It's not a actual full metal jacket. It's not a jacket like it says on the box. And then it's got that in small print on the back. But what the issue is with that is that it would be easy for a piece of that plating to shave off and come out one of the ports. And, you know, there's a chance you could get that in your eye, or it could hurt you in some way or another. So that's why they put that warning on the box. You really want to shoot true full metal jackets when you're shooting a ported barrel like that. Don't have to. I showed that today by accident. You don't have to, but it's recommended. But that's all I got today. I really enjoyed this little pistol. Really appreciate my friend for sending that over. I hate to give it back. I shot it really well. I felt like I know I messed up there at the end and had some misses, but hey, you know that's life for you. That's part of it. So that's all I got today, and I'll talk with y'all again soon.